Alrighty, we got from failed pro gamer to calisthenics athlete, McChillin.
So I want to talk about this transition I made. The transition from being a stereotypical average-looking gamer into this shredded, anime-looking
Damn.
calisthenics athlete, and how I'm actually balancing being an athlete and a gamer since I'm going to Evo. If you're new to the channel, I made this video, Confessions from a Failed Pro Gamer, which adds more context to my backstory and marked the beginning of my channel. But it's been a while since I made that video, so long story short, I
seen
spent
that one.
6 years chasing my dream of becoming a pro gamer. But now, my dream is to be a successful creator. A big part of that being someone who expresses the art behind bodyweight training and inspiring people and bringing more awareness to calisthenics. So I was a fighting game player, and I competed in the NRS scene, NetherRealm Studios, so I competed in Mortal Kombat and Injustice. And one thing the characters in those—
Bro, I like just from the last video that I watched for McChillin, it's insanely hard just to get good at one fighting game because there's such like a crazy algorithm that you have to like memorize. I would not want to be like a fighting game pro. Like even with my like old ass like favorite games of like MVC3 and whatnot, like god dang. It's crazy the amount of shit you gotta like know.
Those games plus Street Fighter and Tekken have in common is that they're all shredded. And that was something that was always in the back of my mind because I used to get teased and made fun of when I was a kid. I mainly played soccer and baseball growing up.
Yeah, everybody want to be out here saying, oh, women are objectified and they're all sexual objects. Only women get objectified. It's like, bro, have you ever booted up Tekken or Street Fighter? All the guys in these fighting games have negative body fat percent. Get the fuck out of here. I actually have this like same picture with the same fucking background, dude.
So I was athletic, but I was never muscular. And playing fighting games for so many years, exposed to these characters who were in incredible shape, just kind of reinforced that. I was going to the gym during those years, but I didn't have much of a goal or any consistency. I wanted to win. I wanted to make a name for myself. So being in the online training rooms took more priority than training in the gym. So this continued for about 6 years before I took my indefinite break from competing. Now I created this video, how calisthenics—
This could be you, how calisthenics leads to enlightenment. Very true. And good L-sit right there. Very crispy. I think more gamers should work out. Well, not just a gamer. Like, I think more people should work out because it makes the rest of life just easier. When you can push yourself really hard in a gym for like an hour or two, the rest of life just is easier. It's hard to describe a feeling, and it's just a feeling. But when you're doing shit to yourself that is like painful and uncomfortable, everything else is just, it's hard to describe. Like I said, it's just easier.
Leads to enlightenment. And one of the things I talk about is how I got interested in calisthenics. But long story short, I wanted an anime-like aesthetics and tried doing my first skill, which was an L-sit, because it's an exercise that's good for the core and I wanted a six-pack, but I couldn't do it. That led me to a video of people reacting to calisthenics in the gym, and from there I was all in. But one thing I noticed about bodyweight exercises is that they look like moves you'd see in a video game.
Yeah.
Specifically a fighting game. Now you may not see dynamic moves
like
the
muscle up, the one arm muscle up, or the one arm pull up,
static holds like a front lever or a clinch. But I think there's parallels you can draw between fighting games and calisthenics. One of them being that there's this flashiness element that just draws.
Oh yeah, like when I first started working out, when I was a little kid, man, what did I do? I did like a couple sports here and there. Like when I was young, like soccer, baseball. I was never really interested in football or basketball because, I don't know, my hand-eye coordination was dog shit, and I was more interested in playing like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And shit. And so I started out with that, and then eventually I went into... What did I go into? I went into like Taekwondo for a little bit and got decent at that. And then while I was doing Taekwondo, this is the time when P90X came out. That at-home workout DVD section where all you needed was a pull-up bar and a couple of free weights. And god dang it, if that didn't start something, I don't know what could have. Because, yeah, Like I think I did P90X like 4 or 5 times in a row, and just like back to back to back to back, because I was like, dang, this is great. And I did it in front of like in my mom's a porch where like it's like a cement slab, and there's still like random dents in it from like picking weights up and setting them down and whatnot, because all I had was like the metal hexagon dumbbells and shit, and I had like a pull-up bar. I had like the perfect pull-up bar, the perfect brand. And I had like the perfect push-ups and whatnot. And yeah, I just used the shit out of that. And during that, I got like halfway decent at like calisthenics.
Draws you in. When I was younger, I used to obsess so much over Liu Kang's bicycle kick, thinking it was the coolest move in the world. Nowadays, I still think it's pretty cool, but my new obsessions are the planche, one-arm handstand, and one-arm handstand flag. When I was younger and playing fighting games, I'd go into training mode with a new character, and the first place I'd go to in their move list was the special moves. Even when I was a filthy casual, I was still doing this.
Yeah.
But as you become more competitive, you take a closer look at their frame data, pokes, strings, the more important things that can make a character OP. But the special moves, the fact that they're called special moves just invokes this sense of curiosity.
Yeah.
What powers or abilities do they have? What makes this character unique from the others? Moves like the bicycle kick, reuse, and
the Tatsu. Yep.
Captain Falcon's.
Oh god. Bro, whenever I nailed that shit on my buddies, they get fucking so livid. They would turn to me like, you did not just hit that on me. Like, I'm like, yeah, I did, and you could have got away from it, you dumbass. Oh my god.
Cool. The same way the front lever, human flag, and the planche do. Now on the flip side, the regular moves would be the fundamental exercises in bodyweight training. Your push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and squats. They're the regular moves, and although they're not the most exciting or eye-catching movements, they work together with the skills or the special moves to make the athlete or the character more complete. Another parallel between fighting games and calisthenics is the community aspect. I've been a part of other gaming communities, but the one thing you can't deny about the FGC is their passion.
Yeah.
They just love their games so much, even during tournaments.
So I think this is what like I have been missing in a lot of my life or whatever, like the community aspect for a lot of games, like with either the gym or whatever game I'm playing. Like I have like a buddy or two that I can like get with to play games with, but for the most part, like even in like certain competitive games or even like casual games, I'm just like, it's different when like you're 34. Like, cause like the one time I did go to like a big fighting game tournament, what did I go to? I went to like CEO some number like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was cool because it was my first one, and then they had like every fighting game there. It was awesome, but I literally stuck out like a sore thumb. I was like the only guy that worked out. I was like the tallest person, and I'm not even that tall. I'm not even 6 foot. I'm like 5'10" in change, maybe on a good day. But I'm just like, I immediately walked into like the big game room with all the pools and all the projectors in front, and I was like, damn, this is not my crowd anymore. I am too old for this shit. But I went there for like a day or two, and then after that I was like, bro, because I went there with my buddy. I was like, bro, we got to get the fuck out of here. He's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I could watch all this shit on my fucking stream. Like I could just watch all this on my computer or whatever, but like it wasn't bad, but like just the people there were just like weird.
Tournaments with so much that could be on the line, you can still find players sharing tech, strategies, or just talking about the game. And I see a similar passion in calisthenics, sharing routines and strategies for unlocking certain moves, having group workouts, or just talking about the sport in general. I was deep into both of these.
See, that's cool if you can get like a bunch of bros to go with you to like a park like this, to just go and just work out outside and whatnot. I think that's awesome, because back in the day I kind of had like one other buddy that kind of did this but it wasn't like anything consistent. It was like maybe once a month I would go to his house or he would come to my house and we would do something. And I thought that was pretty fucking cool. But to see that there are other people and other groups that like get together more frequently, I think this is awesome.
These communities so much that I've developed friendships with people that'll last a lifetime. The last and perhaps the most important parallel.
And you know what? That's like a third space, essentially. You just get together and you do some good old fashioned pain bonding through working out. You know, it's what's better than that?
Is the mental resilience. I spent years competing at a high level and won some local events, but was always chasing the top 8s of majors, the Evo medal, the big win. And it's yet to happen. And yet, at the end of every tournament weekend, when I felt more like a failed pro gamer, I would still continue to play the next day, training until the next tournament where I would try again. There's a lot of pressure when competing in tournaments, in the FGC especially, when you can hear the crowd heckling after every round, or when there's a tense moment during a match. And
yeah, I can't imagine that shit, dude. Like, having motherfuckers yell at you, like, oh, you suck, you're trash, you're this, you're that, whatever. Like, and like, you try to put the soundproof earbuds or the headphones over the earbuds that you have in the game, but you could still hear them.
And I see that same mental resilience in calisthenics. It took me 5 months to unlock the front lever, but the journey seemed so endless.
Dang, that's solid.
Wondering if all of the training was worth it, if I'd ever even unlock it. And now that I did, I'm still dealing with the same things, but with other movements like the straddle planche and improving my shoulders for a better handstand. The workouts are challenging even at a beginner level and only get more difficult as you get stronger, whether that's by increasing your endurance or doing harder movements.
Yeah, the thing with calisthenics is that your main goal is to unlock like all the basic moves, like front lever, back lever, planche, handstand, maybe like a push-up variant of it. And then after that, it's like, shit, I gotta work on my shoulder flexibility, I gotta work on my leg flexibility to open up my legs to be able to like maybe do like a 90-degree push-up or something like that. Or like if you want to work on a pull-up, like working on a one-arm pull-up is insanely hard. Like all calisthenics moves are very taxing on your tendons. It just is.
And staying motivated to work out or compete requires mental resilience as well. We've all seen a real master comeback in a game where the odds are all stacked against someone, yet they somehow pull it off. Or you're in those moments during a workout where you feel like giving up, but still push through to the end.
And the nice thing about working out is that, like for me, I always thought working out was like a never-ending cycle of constant improvement and adjustments. Like you're never gonna reach like, well, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how I look right now. I'm really fine, but like you can always push a little bit harder. You can always like diet a little bit better or like work on your flexibility in a different way. You know, like there's like little aspects, like little bullet points, like in an RPG or whatever, where like little areas you can work on. Do this a little bit longer, push a little bit more range of motion on this, or like try to do one more rep or a little bit more weight or something like that. There's like an infinite number of ways that you can just adjust workouts and just working out in general. And it's seemingly endless. And that's just one thing that I like about working out is that, you know, with video games, there's a meta, there's an end game. You know, in fighting games, you have like, what's the ultimate goal? To fucking be as reactive as a fucking machine, like a tool assisted system, like a TAS or something, like, you know, fucking be a robot essentially, or, you know, reach like some high level in an RPG, get all the best gear. And then once you get all the best gear, it's like, you just one shot the boss. It's like, okay, I'm done. You know, with working out and shit, there is no end game. You're always working out. And I don't know why that's attractive to me, but I don't know, it just is.
So although calisthenics and fighting games are different on the surface, when you take a closer look at them, you start to realize that they're more closely related than you think. So now I want to talk about how I've been balancing training calisthenics and gaming. The first thing I do is prioritize working out before I game. Training is the most difficult of the two, especially since I'm doing bodyweight exercises, so I always make sure to do the harder thing first. That way it makes my gaming sessions skill-free, which leads to the second thing, fulfilling all of my core responsibilities first.
Yep.
It's closely related to the first thing, because at the end of your day, you don't want to be thinking, damn, I had some more work I should have done first.
Yeah, you have to do, for me, it's like, do your workout shit in the morning, do your adult stuff then, like pay bills, clean shit, whatever. And then what's next? Then it's like, for me, it's like aim train. Like boot up the Kovacs, the aim beast, the aim lab, whatever. Try to hit like a new fucking PR. Or no. Before that, before the aim train, it's try to do like some content creation with like watching videos and whatnot. Like try to make something, and then like do the Kovacs, and then like just either keep doing Kovacs or what do you call it? Or just like chill out with something else. I'm trying to go for fucking like Near Automata, Warframe, Crab Champs. My buddy dragged me back into World of Warcraft. But yeah, I think you're doing good, man.
That's gonna plague your consciousness, ultimately ruining your focus and concentration, and never allowing you to enter that flow state where you're performing at your best.
Yeah. Because one thing that a lot of top players, the thing that holds back top players is not so much their capacity to perform, it's their mental motivation to perform and the ability to maintain that high level of play. Like every player can hit like the flow state, but how long can you stay in that flow state is like the real thing. Are you motivated? Like you won this tournament. Are you motivated enough to go into like the next tournament just as hungry?
Now the summer's here, so if you're under 18 and you're out of school but you're still home living with your parents, then that means you probably have a lot of free time, which likely means you have very few, if any, responsibilities.
Yeah.
Now me, I have a job, so I'd go to work, come home, then train, and then game to end off the day. Or I may just game first and work second if it's a rest day. But if you have a job, I suggest putting that along with any other core responsibilities first, then training, and then gaming. The last thing I do is be more aware of my body and posture. Although fighting games and calisthenics share some similarities, gaming promotes a sedentary lifestyle, while calisthenics promotes a more dynamic lifestyle.
Yeah.
Whenever you're losing, or
like a lot of the times with gaming, either on controller or I don't know, the fight stick or PC gaming like M&K or whatever, a lot of the times, not gonna lie, people's posture is just complete utter dog shit. Like they're all like over, like hunched, like way over. They're like got their face in the monitor or whatever, or if like they're on roller, they're doing this noise, they're doing that stuff where they're like their hands are like right up there. They're all hunched over, and then the match is over. Let me sit up. So essentially, you can turn somebody to the side so you can see them as like a side profile. Draw a line straight down from the top of their head to the bottom of their foot, and just their entire posterior chain is weak just from like hunching over a lot. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I used to have it, and I just over time, you have to prioritize certain things. You got to have a strong back, so you don't fucking hunch over as much or whatever. I mean, I don't really do that now, but like still, you got to have strong hamstrings, you got to have strong glutes and all that shit. So yeah, it all helps, man.
you're playing against a tough opponent, we have this tendency to get closer to the screen, usually being in a more slouched position, which leads to our posture suffering. We usually game with bad posture anyway.
Yeah.
But in those moments where the game's more serious, it
the bad posture comes with perceived increased focus, because this is just like when you lean in, you're like trying to trick yourself into like, okay, it's like a body mechanic of like, I have to focus. Like you're trying to like tunnel something. And, sometimes it works. Other times, I don't know if it works as much, but that's the desired effect of like the gamer hunch, increased focus.
Usually gets worse. My posture's improved over the years, but there's still room for improvement, particularly in my shoulders. I always see Twitch streamers with a posture check as a reward viewers can select, and for good reason. So one of the biggest keys to being both a gamer and someone who does bodyweight training is to find a way to balance these opposing lifestyles. That way you're still optimizing your performance while still having a high quality of life.
Alright, so that concludes the video. And speaking of videos, my channel's been pretty inconsistent with the videos lately, but I recently just graduated college, so I'm going to be creating more shorts for Calisthenics.
Congrats.
And more long-form content, and I'm definitely going to be more consistent with the channel, so stay tuned for that. The last thing that I want to mention is if you go in the description, there's going to be a link where if you put in your email, I'll send you a free Calisthenics for Gamers PDF guide. It's a guide that goes over some of the core principles you need before you start your bodyweight strength training journey, and I also draw more comparisons between calisthenics and video games. Some of them aren't listed in the video, but they are in the guide. And like I said, if you put in your email, I'll send that to you absolutely free. And let me know what you thought about the video too. Whether you're a competitive gamer, a filthy casual, or you're somebody who doesn't even play video games at all.
I'm filthy casual. I'm not good enough to be pro.
Am I onto something? Am I making some sense here?
Yeah.
Or did I just yap for the past 7-8 minutes?
Oh, you're good, man.
If you read that guide and you're somebody who wants to take your fitness more seriously, DM me on Instagram at IamMcChillin. Whether you want to build muscle, lose some weight, start learning some skills, or you need some accountability, I have some availability for the month of June. So DM me on Instagram if that interests you, and we can talk about it and discuss further details. But yeah, that's going to conclude this video. I have more in the works. I'm really trying to be somebody who bridges the gap between gaming and fitness.
Good.
I really do think that they're closely related. I really believe in that, and I want to make more videos for now that really like demonstrates that and kind of bridges the gap between the two. I don't think a lot of people are doing that, and I think I could be somebody who I came from both sides of the spectrum, and now I'm trying to be the guy who's kind of like in the middle. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.
Nice.
One of the most powerful.
Go back.
This transition.
Yeah, great video, man. Trying to bridge the gap between gamers and fitness is like really hard. Like there are some people that do try to do it, and you know, within like the aim train community, I do see some people trying to take that initiative of like working out and like aim training. I'd probably lump myself in as like an aim trainer bro, but like I'm not even like that good, but like yeah, like it's hard enough just to be like a top level competitive gamer, but and then on top of it you want to lump in, oh, you should start working out on top of it. Like for the US, what is it, like less than 5% of people or something like that work, like actually have like an active gym membership or something. It's some like ridiculous low percentage, but I mean, I think more people should work out. It's only going to help them. It's not there to hinder them in any way, shape, or form. But the thing you'll find is like people will become gold medal level mental gymnasts when it comes to trying to rationalize whether or not they should work out. People will do anything besides work out. People will take on every other diet, take every other supplement in order to not work out. You know, they just want to look skinny or whatever, but it's like, bro, just start working out, you know, it'll help you. But yeah, great video, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.